We're live on two different videos. Only we can see that though.
It's only weird to us.
I know, it is. We've got two live videos going on. One on my page. I'm Jen from Zen Fitness. I own Zen Fitness. I'm one of the head instructors here. And I'm also one half of our wellness team. The other half is Dana Clark. So we're also on her page, From the Roots Holistic. Dana's our holistic nutritionist, and she's the other half of our wellness team here. So if my eyes shift, that's why we've got two different feeds going on, because we kind of have two different audiences, essentially.
Yeah.
Dana's been working on her own business for how long?
Since 2011.
2011, and we met and started working together in 2014.
I think so.
Right?
Tristan's 10 and he was about 4. So
6 years.
wow, 6 years.
6 years. Yep. And over that time, we have done many wellness programs together. We've helped many women.
Brenda.
I know, I'm not sure. Oh, hi, Brenda. I'm not sure how many offhand, but we've helped many women at the old gym where I used to be, Sudbury BJJ, and that's where you started too. And now here at Zen. So that's us. That's us in a nutshell. Hi. So yeah, we're here to talk about wellness, because we've got some wellness offerings happening. But first, if you're here live, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us at this 1 p.m. Maybe it's your lunch hour or whatever you're doing. But if you're watching this after the fact, just comment hashtag replay so that we know you're here. And if you're here now, by all means, say hi and ask any questions you'd like to ask. Our main purpose, let us get it's out of the way, is we're starting a wellness program back up at Zen. We've done, we do 12 rounds of the wellness program now?
At least 9? I don't know. I lost track. I stopped counting.
So we've done a number of rounds, and we kind of put it on hold for the spring and summer just to kind of regroup and reset.
Things. We did try some different things.
And try a few different things. But now we're coming back. September 25th will be the first day of our group wellness program. And then we have one-on-one wellness programs too. You can check out our website, zenlife.ca, and the wellness section, which is brand new, to kind of check out our offerings. And our group program is really amazing because it's a bunch of women, like-minded women, supporting each other in their health and wellness goals. But let's get to the topic of today.
All right.
So it's back to school, back to routine. We have been, so do you relax at all in the summer, like with your routines and stuff? Like, what's your summer looking like?
No, I find because I have a history of allergies, if I relax, like I do relax a little bit, but if I relax too much or have too many living moments or just kind of let things go, those allergies start to haunt me again. So I kind of stay, but I still have a few more living moments.
So your symptoms really keep you in check.
Yeah, my symptoms keep me in check. And also I really have been working on my workout routines throughout, because I've let that slack for the last few years. So I really started getting on to that. I think hitting 40 kind of made me a little bit more aware of my aches and pains. And I know I need those muscles in.
Right.
Yeah.
So I relaxed a little bit. I did a lot of camping and a bit of campfire beer drinking on the weekends. So I felt a little bit out of sorts coming back into each week. But luckily my job is so active, and if I don't eat properly during the week, my workouts suffer, my energy level suffers, and then my clients suffer. So I have to keep myself accountable. But on the weekends I did relax a little bit and didn't cook as much at home as I normally do. And I'm sure people who run off to camp or go camping, that's what they're experiencing. I know one major issue in the summer is people work all week and then they'll go to camp all weekend. And then when you're at camp all weekend or not at home, you end up not doing that prep work. Right?
Yeah, you're not doing the prep work, and your mentality is a little bit different, I find.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, your relaxed nature on the weekends starts to then get into the weekdays, and then it's just like this snowball summer craziness effect. And that's why a lot of people welcome September. Welcome back to routines, back to school. All the kids went back to school today.
Not mine.
Oh, Dana homeschools her kids, but mine went back to school today. And it sparks a lot of people to get back into routines. And we know, just like New Year's resolutions, when we get back into routines, sometimes they start off with all the best intentions, and then motivation can kind of dwindle down as life gets in the way. So with Dana's experience, she works one-on-one with clients as well as group training. She has 3 major pitfalls that she sees, mistakes, I guess, that people make that are most common, that have been, would you use the word frustrating you, or just like ones you want to address? Like, why these 3 topics?
I think it's frustration on my half, because a lot of them is like, if they would have seen me in the first place, that wouldn't have happened. And it's just repetitive. So I see it often. I see it in my professional life, and I see it in my personal life.
Right.
And it's just so, these ones are like constant. They constantly happen. Hi, Kim. So should we start?
So yeah, for sure.
Okay. So
I always say Dana has the hardest job, because with me, when clients come to see me, they want to do something, they have a goal, and they come to me, and I literally watch them work out. I watch them work towards that goal. Where Dana's a bit different. She'll help the people, she'll consult with the people, she'll give them all the tools, but she's not there to smack that food out of their hand. She's not there to help with the food prep on the weekend, even though she can be.
I can be. For food, for
yeah,
sure.
But she's not there during all those weak moments, those like convenience moments, all that sort of stuff.
I'm not hiding in your trunk ready to jump out and say, don't you eat that.
No, so she's got a bit of a tricky job, and that's where we both come in, where it's just making people firm believers in all these positive decisions so that they can make the right choices when those moments come up. Okay, so here we go.
Top 3. The first one is actually one that really gets me, and I hear it. So I see it in office, and it's usually because a person's come to me as a last resort. It's not realizing how much nutrition impacts our lives. A lot of people think body composition, so their weight. They think diabetes, they think heart disease, and that's it. It doesn't go further than that. So they think I'm a healthy weight, I don't have heart disease, I don't have diabetes, I'm not high risk, so I'm good with my nutrition. But the fact is, nutrition affects everything.
So you're meaning, like, if they don't have those 3 factors, then they really don't need to change anything.
Yeah, they have that mentality, but then they end up having something creep up on them, and then they're like, well, I've tried everything, so I heard that maybe nutrition will help. So I'm like the last resort. And the fact is, if you would have dealt with the nutrition a long time ago, you wouldn't be here. And if you would have tried nutrition right as one of your therapies alongside whatever other treatment you're going through, it would have helped a lot. So I'm talking about pain management. What you eat affects your pain. What you eat affects your mental health. We know now more and more research, but holistic nutritionists have known this for a long time. Your gut microbiome affects your immune system. It affects your inflammation triggers and the inflammation in your body. It affects your ability to absorb nutrients for your mental health. It helps your adrenal glands, which are in play for your mental health. It affects all of these different things, and we don't think about, hey, I'm depressed, maybe I should sit down with a nutritionist and see if my diet is aggravating those symptoms. I'm not saying it's a cure-all. I'm just saying nutrition does impact those things. So people don't realize the scope of a holistic nutritionist or a dietitian and how food impacts your health. And it's usually cold, even, you know.
Yeah, and it's usually pretty like reaction based, right? It's like there's a symptom, and that's why they come and see you.
Or the symptoms. Usually, the symptom's been there for a while, and they've tried everything,
right,
except for nutrition. I'm like,
and digestive issues are huge too, right?
So usually like people are pretty good for coming in for that kind of stuff, because you think, okay, it's something I'm eating, but it's the other things like hormonal. Right. Like lately, I've been getting a lot of women with menstrual irregularities. They're finally realizing that maybe it's something I'm eating, and often, you know, it's surprising. You know, I know for me, that was a huge thing with my hormones. So it's like the white elephant in the room when you're sick, or you think you've got it all. Like you can use it as preventative. Like you go see your doctor for prevention, like you get tests done to make sure everything is going right. Well, then maybe sitting down with a nutritionist once in a while to make sure that you're on the right track is a good idea. But if you have something going on, always consider a nutritionist.
Even when looking at your goals, right? Like we were talking about like weight loss or getting fit. And a lot of times people think that weight loss, getting fit and that sort of thing, we need to hit the gym. But nutrition is such a huge part of those basic goals, and what we eat, what we put in our bodies. And the thing is there's so much misinformation out there, which will segue into our second pitfall. There's so much misinformation out there that everybody seems to be very confused. So then we think it's as simple as calorie deficit to lose weight, which is not always.
No, in fact, that could be the worst thing you're doing for yourself is not eating enough. I think also we talk to our friends and we get advice on what they're doing, not realizing that we're unique. Or maybe the information they've gotten is incorrect and they're just passing it on. And usually that's the thing, is just passing on this misinformation. People also Google their dietary ideas or maybe their symptoms and they come up with a dietary plan. But often those are created by medical doctors or other doctors who don't have a solid foundation in nutrition. And unfortunately, when I started studying nutrition, doctors got maybe 8 hours. Now it's up to 19 hours, but that's still a joke. They shouldn't be advising on nutrition with only 19 hours. You should have a minimum of 1,000 hours
of training and education. You mean,
and formal nutrition, like understanding the whole complexity and diversity of how food impacts the body and nutrients impact the body.
Because nutrition is a science that you've kind of dedicated, or you have dedicated your life to. Yeah. And then, so it's not just our medical doctors giving advice, which is kind of dangerous because a lot of times we take their word, like it's the word, right? But also fitness professionals too, giving nutritional advice. Or
I've seen chiropractors doing it. I've seen like everything, like people who are not like, there's a point where we're taught to refer. And when it comes to nutrition, there's like general nutrition. So if the person just needs general nutrition, then that's fine. But if they need something more specific, you're supposed to refer. Just like a doctor refers to a specialist or to a dietitian. It's the same concept. But then you have health food store employees giving advice.
Multi-level marketing professionals.
Oh yeah, you name it, giving advice.
Which are essentially salespeople giving advice,
it's
trying
like
to sell their product.
Like it's like a pharmaceutical rep. You know what I mean? Like people don't, until I give that example, it's like your essential oil rep is like a pharmaceutical rep. They're not health practitioners. They can tell you how wonderful the oil is, but they don't have a right to tell you what it's for and how you should be using it. That's beyond their scope. And that's what you're getting in the health food store, is like it's beyond their scope of knowledge.
Or even in the gym, if they don't have the nutritional background, they're speaking beyond their scope, and that can be dangerous. So that's the second pitfall, is going to people that are speaking beyond their scope.
Or even like I see it, I go into Costco to get the kids homeschooling supplies and I see all these diet books pop up around this time and in the new year. And people are like, they're desperate. They're reaching for these books. But the people writing these books, what is their background? What is their goal? What is their intent? One, they want to get you, you're buying their book. So right there, they're making money off of that book. You know what I mean?
The first thing I look at when someone's giving nutritional advice, and this is so clear for me, is if they are pro-dairy. That's my number one trigger. I can see that if it's in a recipe, if it's, even in moderation or anything, I'm just like, no, I won't follow them. I wouldn't buy a book, nothing. That's a pretty good one, right?
I think the dairy one, but I also think is not distinguishing between whole food sugars and free sugars. So like the recipes are full of maple syrup, or things like that, or dessert culture. That's like a red flag for me.
Yeah.
Because anybody who's really studying nutrition understands the addictive cycle. And if you understand the addictive cycle, you should know that those are...
But this one's difficult because a lot of times I think there are some solid nutritionists out there that do focus on desserts, because desserts are highly marketable. So, and I can understand, because there's the business side, you know, trying to promote your business, trying to make a living out of this, trying to reach as many people as possible. But something that's really cool about Dana, and I think we both try and hold our integrity on this, is we don't promote the dessert culture, even the clean desserts, just so that we're marketable. Because how can we say one thing in the program and do another thing in the public? So that's why you'll never see Dana posting some kind of healthy dessert.
Well, I'll do it around special occasions because that's when they're fine. You know what I mean? But no, not regularly.
No, I don't see it on our Zen, because Dana's the one that posts all our recipes on Saturday and Sundays, and I don't think I've ever seen a dessert one up there.
Done it once.
Maybe.
I think it was near Thanksgiving, or maybe it was for the group, for our the group, so that they had a go-to that wasn't.
So another thing that we talk about in the program is the addictive pathways that happens with sugar, and replacing it with healthy desserts rather than which doesn't really address the addiction.
Yeah, it's just a Band-Aid solution.
Much like quitting smoking with those
e-cigarettes.
Yeah.
Non-alcoholic beer with an alcoholic.
Yeah. The same thing.
Yeah.
So that is number 2. What was number 3? What was the third?
Number 3 is people focusing. It's the nutrition labels.
Oh, right.
That's the biggest one. Is people are always focused, because that's what Health Canada promotes, is look at the nutrition label, but that's like the last place you want to go. And we actually have a guide, if you see in our link.
So let's go a little bit deeper so we know what we're talking about. So we look at a food label. There's a few parts of it. The part on the front is marketing. It's like, hey, juicy, treaty, yummy, sugar-free, all natural,
so some
organic.
People stop there.
Yeah. Some people will flip it over, and then there's the white side, and then there's the actual ingredients list.
So most people will stop there, or they'll stop at the nutrition label,
which is that white chart.
And you need to go. Number 1 is the ingredients.
So what's your biggest problem with the nutritional facts? Like, why don't you listen to that?
Okay, well, recent studies actually shown that they're 90% of the time they're inaccurate. So it's either under, most of the time there's actually more calories than it's listed. It's also not taking into consideration how the individual metabolizes it, or how the human body metabolizes the nutrients. So for example, I always give this example on a carton of milk. It says there's like 30% of your daily requirements, but the human body doesn't metabolize calcium from milk that efficiently. So it's actually like maybe 9%, if that. So, but they'll put 30%, but what the human actually gets from it is less, way drastically less than that.
Right.
So there's that concept, and then also the fact that when they do this, it's based off of the nutritional needs of a healthy adult male in his prime, not a female, not a pregnant woman, not an elderly person, not a child, not somebody who has underlying health problems, a healthy adult male. So it's like irrelevant.
And also they'll switch up the serving sizes to make it smaller or just like insignificant, so that you're actually usually eating like 2 or 3 times.
Right. Oh, there's only 2 grams of sugar. And then meanwhile, it's like, yeah, that's for like a tablespoon or something. Yeah. And you're going to eat more than that.
Oh, I've bought a lot of those books. Remember Wheat Belly?
Oh.
Yes, definitely. So you go first to ingredients list.
Yes. And it's all in the guide. I break it down for you. I don't want to break it down too much. I don't want to give it away.
So for this is what I think, and I talk about this all the time. I think the most important wellness skill, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the most important is wellness school or tool that you can take is the food label reading.
That's huge.
It's huge. And it's where most people do not know.
People will ask for meal plans from me. Meal plans are not going to give you the tools you need. Learning how to read that ingredient list, that is like huge.
Well, this is the thing. Like, in our wellness programs, in our own practices, in what we teach, I use this quote, and an instructor or a teacher is somebody who makes themselves progressively unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
A food label or a food plan, a meal plan, somebody selling you exactly what to eat. They're making themselves needed by you constantly. They're not teaching you anything. They're just teaching you how to follow a map, essentially, but not teaching you the way. So something in this food reading label guide, food guide, I'm saying it wrong, food label guide, Dana's teaching you how to break it down, and then we go further into it in our program. Yeah. So it's giving you actual skills that you can take to the grocery store so you can then make your own decisions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it's all about informed decision making. Everything you put in your mouth, any medical procedure, anything you put on your body. And that's the other thing. People don't read the ingredients in their personal care products.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts.
It's true. Well, our skin is like,
the largest organ.
And what does it take 3 seconds on the skin to absorb?
It depends on the product.
But anyway, it absorbs in our largest organ, and then we don't read the labels, or we aren't concerned about what we put on our products. That being said, Dana does pop-up shops here.
One next week.
If you
want something that's going to go in your skin that you don't have to worry about.
And made in Canada.
That's huge.
Yeah. So those were the 3 pitfalls. So the first one is not concentrating on nutrition enough when we think of our overall wellness.
Yeah.
Number 2 is following untrained advice from gimmicky advice from untrained professionals in nutrition, in the science of nutrition. And number 3 was reading the food labels.
And we have a guide to help you do that.
We have a guide.
Because we're not mean.
No.
We're like, we want to
give you something. We want to give you something.
Learn how to use it.
Exactly. So in our what's it called? The comment section, or in the description, there's a link where you can download this guide and you can read through it. And if you have any questions, you can write in and let us know, and we can help. Also, for my Zen members, we offer free 15-minute consultations with Dana, where you can ask her anything you want. And sometimes people don't really know what to ask in that 15 minutes, but even just having a conversation about food, even if you had one thing that you wanted to really clear up, even what Dana was talking about, understanding the difference between the different sugars, it could be something as simple as that you could kind of just get some clarity, get a conversation going, and see why we talk to a professional. I like calling you a food scientist, nutritional scientist.
And some people even use that 15 minutes just to find out if I can help them and how I work. Some people are like, oh, I want to see you, but can you help me with that particular issue?
Right.
And that's a good way to find out if I can help you or if we click.
Yeah, exactly. So hit me up if you want to do that free 15-minute session for our Zen members, and be sure to download the food label reading guide. I can't keep messing that one up. Thank you for joining us. And next week, we'll be back next week with another video. What's the topic for the next one?
Routines.
How to build proper routines, because this is something that we can't deny. And I wish there was a magic pill, and I wish we had a gimmick for you. I know why those gimmicks and those books, and I know why they sell, because we want that answer, because we are so busy. Our lives are so full. We're so busy. It's hard to pack anything else in our day. But preparation is key when it comes to nutrition, and it does need to happen. And we've got some ideas on how to kind of fit that into your life and build some routines.
Same time next week.
Wednesday
at 1 o'clock.
Wednesday at 1 o'clock, we're going to talk about routines. And if you have any more questions about our wellness our wellness program. If you want to start to work towards your wellness, work towards your fitness goals, work towards your movement goals, nutritional goals, and you don't want to do it alone, please DM us, ask us some questions, because we are here to help. The program is 8 weeks long, and it's constant support, constant knowledge, and
it's 8+ weeks because there's bonuses you can add on if you want more. If you want more tools, there are more tools.
More tools.
So the basics is 8 weeks, but if you want to take it further, you can have other options. It's the beauty about it.
That's the beauty.
Yeah.
Because Dana does a cooking class and a shopping trip. She actually takes you to the grocery store to show you how to read the labels.
And then just answer your questions, because often people are like, what do I do with this? Or is this actually good? That kind of stuff. I just like open myself up for you.
It's crazy how much support she gives in the 8 weeks. People will message her while she's at where they're at the grocery store and send pictures and be like,
can I eat this? What is this? Is this crap?
What is this? Or even just rant and rave when they found sugar. We found sugar in table salt one time.
Yeah, we had a client message me and she's like, could you believe this?
So if you think you read the labels properly, have you read your table salt lately? Why would they put sugar in table salt? But anyway, we get into all those types of things. Okay, we'll see you next week, 1 p.m. Thank you.
We just hit end live. And it says, if you end this live.